good morning. So being Wednesday, this would be the time where I would expect everybody to be at a 3. Now, there's a couple of qualifiers that go with that. If you were somebody who's maybe only watched one of the videos, I think I've only had 2 anyways, but maybe you only watched one of the videos, maybe you aren't going to be at a 3. But if you were somebody who is doing everything I would expect you to do during a Fan 5, whether you're at school or at home, watching the videos, asking questions, and if you're at home, you can still do that, taking notes. If you do those 3 things, you are at a 3, guaranteed. If you're not, and you're thinking, well, I guess I could do a little bit more, guys, you got to do it. Even though these days aren't necessarily graded and Friday's the only one that is, you still want to get the best score possible. So if you see something today and it's been bothering you the past couple of days and you just don't get it, make sure you're reaching out and asking. Make sure you're watching the videos. Make sure you're taking notes. You know you can use them. All right, so we're going to get into it here. We're starting with number 1. It says Mookie has 1,293 hits. JD has 3,429 more hits than Mookie. How many hits do they have combined? Now, one way I could tell if you're watching the videos or not is if you are just taking those 2 numbers, adding them together. If you're doing it at this point in the week, I know you're not watching. At this point, you know, you can do a little visual. I like to do a chart. You got Mookie, you got JD. One of those people, we have the actual number. It represents their hits, and that is Mookie's. It told us he's got 1,293 of them. Then it tells us that JD has 3,429 more than that number. So if I'm trying to find 3,429 more than that, again, more is telling me that I got to add. So I'm going to take Mookie's total. I'll add 3,429 more to that, and then I'll add them together. And whatever number I get, that's going to represent JD. So I never know to look here. I'm looking at the – it doesn't matter. Looking in the ones place, you got 9 plus 3. That's going to give you 12. 2 stays, 1 goes. Tens place, 9 plus 2 is 11. Plus 1 more is 12. 2 stays, 1 goes. Hundreds place, you got 4 plus 2, which gives you 6. Plus 1 more gives you 7. And then in the thousands place, you've got 3 plus 1, which would be 4. So that means that JD had a total of 4,722 hits. But if I want to know what they had combined, I got to take JD's total, add it to Mookie's total, and then I will have my answer. In the ones place, 3 plus 2 gives me 5. Tens place, 9 plus 2 is 11. 1 stays, 1 goes. Hundreds place, 7 plus 2 is 9. Plus 1 more is 10. 0 stays, 1 goes. And in the thousands place, 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 1 more is 6. I would get 6,015 hits, which would be A. Again, we're just doing some addition. If you're reading that question correctly, you should be smooth sailing. Very similar for number 2. If you are watching these videos and you are reading these questions, the math isn't the difficult part. So for number 2, it says there are 24 Reese cups in the treat jar. Debbie and 3 friends decided to split the treats equally, divide. How many treats will each person get? So again, each could mean a couple of things, could be multiplying, could be dividing. In this case, we already see a couple division keywords. We also see answer choices getting smaller. So we know we're going to divide. Do not do 24 divided by 3 because there are not 3 people splitting those Reese cups. It's Debbie and 1, 2, 3 friends, which is 24 divided by 4, if I can get this up. Again, the 3 ways that you can get this answer, you could just know your facts. 24 divided by 4, I know 4 times 6 is 24. I could do it that way. If I wanted to, I could draw those 4 people and pass out the 24 Reese cups. Or I could list my multiples of 4 up until I got to 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either way, that answer would be 6. If you chose C, 8 Reese cups, that would mean that you did not read, but your math was good. But good math's only going to get us so far. All right. Number 3, one of the toughest, if not the toughest question on here. It says the area of my square garden is 64 square feet. What is the perimeter? So y'all, really, you got to know area. You got to know what perimeter is. You got to know your facts. There's a lot of things balled up into one individual question. First thing I would have done is drawn the shape. If it says I've got a square garden, here's a square garden. I would also label all the sides equal because it's a square. And I'd go ahead and put that information that it gave me, I'd go ahead and put it in the middle. If it says the area is 64, I can go ahead and put A equals 64. That's a 1. Most important thing to remember, though, is how you found that area. You've got to remember area is equal to length times width. So something here times something here is going to give you 64. Now 64, it's got a lot of factors. But the thing with it being a square, and it's in caps, so you know what's important, all 4 sides got to be the same, meaning the 2 numbers that you multiply have to be the same. So if you know your facts, something times something to get me 64, you would know that 8 times 8 would give you 64. If you just figured out your length and your width, you just figured out all 4 sides. Because you're not done right there. It's not asking you how long or how wide the garden is. It wants to know the perimeter. So you still have to figure out what those numbers are. But now you got to go all the way around the outside to find the distance around. You could do 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, repeated addition, or you could do 8 times 4. Either way, that one would be 32 feet. I think after seeing that one a couple times, as long as you know your multiplication, that should be one where the numbers are flying up, especially on Friday. But being Wednesday, having your third chance to do it today, that's one that I would expect to be much higher than it was Monday. Because obviously that one should be low Monday. You've never done it before. But after getting a little bit of practice, if you're watching these videos, taking those notes, that one's probably pretty great. All right, number 4. Again, this is one I would expect to be awesome at this point because we've had similar questions in the past. It says there's 46 teams at the dodgeball tournament. There are 21 players on each team. How many players are at the tournament total? Each could multiply, could divide. Look at the answer choices, guys. They're all getting bigger. You can't divide and get a bigger number. So we know we're going to multiply, and total goes with that too, because repeated addition. Hopefully you're not solving this with addition. It'll probably take you a long time, and you almost guaranteed to make a mistake. Even if I did it that way, I would make a mistake. So I know I'm going to multiply these numbers, 46 times 21. Put the pirate eye out there. Cover up that 2 in the tens place. Oh man, we like that. That looks like I'm just doing 46 times 1. Now I'm still going to do it the same way that I've been doing it. Start right here. 1 times 6 would give me 6. 1 times 4 would give me 4. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that. All right. So we've got 46 when we multiplied by the tens place, or by the ones place. Now we got to look at this 2 that's in the tens place and multiply up in the same exact order you just did. I'm going to go across to the ones place, go up to the tens place. Before I do that, I'm going to come down to my second line, and I've got to add my placeholder. I got to put a 0 here, because if I'm multiplying by the tens place, the first number I'm going to put at the bottom is going to be in the tens place. So starting with 2 times 6, that would give me 12. 2 stays, 1 goes. Now I'm multiplying by the tens place. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Last thing I got to do is add those 2 numbers together. In the ones place, 6 plus 0 is 6. Tens place, 4 plus 2 is 6. 9 is just on its own. That would give me 966 total players at the tournament, which is B. Don't forget that placeholder. If you forget that placeholder, you're going to get it wrong. This is a question where, what's today, Wednesday? If you are at home and you send me a picture of your work for number 4, actually for all of them, let me see all your work. I'll put some tickets on your desk for you when you get back, because hopefully people aren't just at home using the calculator on this one. Well, I'll be able to find out next week, I guess. All right. Last but not least, number 5. Again, you've got to read. It says, Chris has 4 baskets of laundry to do. Inside each basket, there are 3 shirts, 4 pairs of pants, and 4 pairs of shorts. How many total pieces of clothing is he going to wash? I'm a visual person. I read a little, I draw it, I do a little. If Chris has 4 baskets of laundry, I'm drawing 4 baskets of laundry. Mark it off. I'm done. Inside each basket, keyword, there are 3 shirts, 4 pairs of pants, and 4 pairs of shorts. He wants to know how many total pieces of clothing is he going to wash. So you can go about this a couple of different ways. What I would probably do is I'd probably just focus on one basket right now. I know I've got 3 shirts, 4 pants, 4 shorts. Total pieces of clothing means I would add them all up. So if I'm just in one basket, I would add the 4, and the 3 together. So 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 3 more is 11. That means I've got 11 pieces of clothing in this basket, 11 in this basket, and this basket. Now where you go from here is you could add all of those together if you wanted to, or instead of repeated addition, if you wanted to do 11 times 4, you could do that as well. Either way, you would have gotten 44 pieces of clothing. So again, told you yesterday, the videos are going to get shorter and shorter, and really you should be feeling more comfortable as the week is going on. So what's today? Wednesday. You got one more day of practice, one more review video tomorrow. Hopefully you guys will watch that and maybe you'll see something, maybe a light bulb will go off that hasn't quite gone off yet, and that's okay, especially if it's a question like 3. But like 1, 2, and 5, if you're reading those, we shouldn't be having too much trouble. So fingers crossed on that. I'm anxious to see those numbers. If you need anything, don't be afraid to reach out, and good luck tomorrow.